Hello, everyone, and welcome back to Efrain Rodriguez Jr. show. If someone tells you, "Oh, I love moving from one place to another place," they are such a hypocrite and liars. I tell you that. I mean, I've been working my butt off, and I had to really give something out because I cannot do everything. Yeah, I mean, there's like some people that might do that on TV, like Flash, can do two, a couple, three different things at the same time, Superman and other superheroes. But little old me, Efrain Rodriguez Jr., I don't have the stamina to do certain things. My knees are like really hurting so much that I'm like, oh my God, nah, I can't be doing this. So I took off from the channel of YouTube, but I'm back. And today's news that we are going to be commenting on it, they're very, very, very important. The first one that we're going to be talking about are spies. And this is from Yahoo News. The other ones that we are going to be talking about, it's Amanda Serrano. You know, the boxer. I mean, this woman is amazing. She's going to the UK. Probably she's going to take down this other girl over there and bring another title. She's going to unify many different titles on the 126 pounds, I believe so. And from there, we're gonna go to this guy that was arrested because he was beating up his wife, and she was 8 months pregnant. So I don't know what it's wrong with people's head these days. You don't do such a thing like that. And thank God she wasn't like Amanda Serrano, because she would have beat you up and put you to the other side, big time. And from there, we're gonna go to Florida. There is something big is happening after that 624 22 happened about the federal ban on the abortion, that it just went back to the state. So we're gonna see how this is affecting Florida, and this is gonna be like, Florida? Oh my God, this is so weird. But it's happening. So the first one we're gonna talk about today, if you haven't subscribed to the channel, go ahead and do so. It's completely free. It's a freebie for you. It's Yahoo News. Judge rejects plea agreements from ex-Navy engineer's wife in a nuclear submarine espionage case. Ooh. Oh, remember that thing that we were saying on Neutral Post? They were talking about something about nuclear codes or whatever, and they were just saying things to see if something stick, because they went in Donald J. Trump house and did the thing that you guys know already. It is all over the news. It happens that the week I was out, this happened, and I was so tempted to come in, but the studio wasn't ready. I mean, right now I'm gonna be streaming from my hotspot on my cell phone because I have no internet here yet. So, Baltimore. A federal judge rejected Tuesday the governor's proposed prison sentence, saying they were too lenient for former Annapolis-based Navy engineer Jonathan Tobey and his wife 6 months after the plea guilty to the conspiracy to sell classified nuclear submarine secrets to a foreign government. U.S. District Court Judge Gina Groh sounds like a movie name, for the Northern District of West Virginia say the purpose sentence for to be 43 and his wife Diane were not the best interests of the country. Do you think so? Prosecutors sought to have Jonathan to be sentenced to anywhere between 12 and a half years and 17 and a half years, and for Diane to be 46 to serve 3 years in prison. 3 years in prison? This is treason. As a result, Tobias withdrew their guilty plea, and Groh set a new trial date for January 17th. But It's likely the government and the Tobis will reach a new plea agreement before then. Jonathan Toby was a naval officer with a top secret security clearance and had worked on projects related to a nuclear submarine propulsion since 2012. Diane Toby was the humanitarian teacher at Key School in the Annapolis area. Publicity, the Tobys were a normally a suburban couple. Diane Toby posted knitting videos online and they live in the Hillsmere Shores neighborhood, a suburb of Annapolis, with their two kids. Privately, they were spies intent on selling some of the American military secrets to the foreign government. You know, it's like getting out of the out of a movie, you know, because it's just exactly how in the movies happens. Authorities and the public and in court papers have never revealed to which country the Tobis sought to sell the information. Raw say that Tobis will be sentenced were too lenient and they're too low level drug dealers often were sentenced to prison way longer than 36 months. The government sought for Diane to be. Prosecutors and Diane to be lawyers Barry P. Beck argue her lack of defense expertise and limited involvement, as well as the stigma with her crime, made 3 years of appropriated sentence. She would be labeled for a spy for the rest of her life, Assistant U.S. Attorney Gerald Douglas said. This is so on a crime. And when I was in the army, I cannot say what I was doing, but it was sensitive material. Don't look for me because I ain't getting nothing. It was 20 years ago. But we had kind of like so many different movies to teach us about certain things in a case of kidnap and how, you know, we need to be aware of our surroundings and everything because whatever we were doing. So don't tell me this officer, he already knew everything of this because in the army they prepare you for everything. I mean, come on, haven't you seen movies? This is so, you know, money can change people. Some people. And, you know, temptation. But what they say and the just saying, like, come on, drug leaser, they get more years than on treason. I had to agree with him, 100%. It's incredible how these things happen, but it happens. Oh my lord. From there, this is a picture I think I bring you of Samantha Serrano last time. And she is the real deal. This is from newspaper Primera Hora, first hour. Samantha Serrano will unify the 126 pounds championships. The Puerto Rican boxer will face Sarah Maffound on September 24 in Manchester, England. Amanda, the real deal. Serrano announces on social media the date and setting of the will that of what will be her next engagement on the ring. The multiple boxing championship indicated that she will fight on September 24 in Manchester, England. That night, she will face Sarah Manfound, monarch on the International Boxing Federation (IBF) to unify four of the main 126 pounds bell. So she already had three. She's going for the four. The other three, they're going to mention it now. Samantha Serrano owns the belt of the World Boxing Council, WBC, World Boxing Organization, WBO, and the International Boxing Organization, IBO, in the featherweight division, unifying the 126 pounds title was one of Serrano's main goals, who also has an eye on the rematch with the Ireland Katie Taylor. That one was a good fight. So this is good to mention because, you know, everything can be spies. And the news that I'm about to tell you now, it's a sick one, but it happens. And these things happens. And these things, the guy that did this is, you know, you gotta say thanks. I wasn't married to Samantha Serrano because Samantha Serrano will really take care of you big time. So from there, we are gonna go to this horrible story, and it happens in Guayama. Actually, I was working in nearby town in Guayama the other day, putting a kitchen together. Put that video on TikTok. So we had to really pass through Guayama to get to Arroyo. So a man was arrested for alleged beating his 8-month pregnant wife. What it's going on with people? This is like, how you do something like that? Man, you take care of your wife. She wants pizza at 2 in the morning. You go get pizza. She wants guayaba, whatever. You go out and get the guayaba. You don't go and beat up your wife. The incident of gender. This is what I am so upset in Puerto Rico. They're using the gender. Come on, it's a female. Call it like it is. But Puerto Ricans, monkey see, monkey do. Was reported by the victim this morning in Guayama. Agents assigned to the Special Arrest Division of the police arrested a 26-year-old man this afternoon who allegedly assaulted and threatened his wife during an accident of a gender-based violence. Here you go again. This morning, at a residence in the Pozuelos neighborhood of Guayama, the woman, who is the 8 months of pregnancy, was hospitalized after suffering what police describe was a beating. The man was identified as Edwin Gonzalez Madera and was arrested around 12:30 p.m. days and reports at the General Headquarters Press Office. The victim reported that events at around 12:22 in their complaint. The woman alleged her husband attacked her with his fist in a different part of the body. She added that man was using a knife, threatening her to kill her. It should be noted that the victim in the 8 months on her pregnancy, so she was transported to the hospital in Guayama where she was held under observation. The police report stated. The case was referred to the Domestic Violence Division on the Guayama Criminal Investigation Court, who will be in charge of the investigation. This is something that is happening over and over in Puerto Rico, and this is sick to anyone's stomach that something like that can really be real. And just the newspaper, this was get the number of the Procuraduría of the woman, 787-722-2977. 787-722-2977. If you find yourself any situation similar to an aggressive man, reach out for help. Don't stay there. There's so many different cases. I don't know what's going on with the food or what is people drinking, But it's people are getting more aggressive and aggressive, and it's sick. It's sick to anybody's stomach. From there, I'm gonna take you to what is going on in Florida, and it's not Ron DeSantis that I'm gonna be talking about. And you'd be like, "Oh, this is weird," but it's happening, and it's about abortions. The ban of abortion in southern state overwhelms clinic in neighborhood Florida. A clinic in Jacksonville is overwhelmed by the arrival of patients from neighboring states. Dr. D, she don't want to say her name, never had so much work as she does now. The abortion clinic where she practiced in Jacksonville, Florida, is overwhelmed by the arrival of patients from neighboring states since they strongly restricted the voluntary interruption of pregnancy, taking advantage of the controversial decision of the U.S. Supreme Court. They continue putting this as a it was not constitutional. And what they did was sending it back to the state. And now we see the story happening right here in Florida because other states ban abortion or they go only 6 weeks or the heartbeat. People are fleeing and going to other different places. All these liars that were saying many after and over and over and over that this is going to be a big deal, they lied to you. Here on Noticentro, it explained that perfectly what it is. Before I saw 25 patients on a typical day work. Now I see about 45. That's a double. Lament the doctors who preferred to remain anonymous to fear receiving threat from anti-abortion militants. Despite in the fact that she reduced the term for abortion from 24 to 15 weeks in July, Florida is now one of the most permissive places to interrupt pregnancy in the southwestern United States. It was 24, now they reduce it to 15, and it's still a place that women can go over there and get a termination of the pregnancy. Meaning, you know what it means. I don't have to really be blunt on this. Because if we know in March is life, even on a parasite, you cannot call whatever's inside a woman at 15 weeks something that has no life, that is not a baby. It is a baby. Decision led numerous women to travel to clinics to Florida, including the center where Dr. D works, owned by the NGO Planned Parenthood, one of the largest providers of reproductive service in the country. Reproductive service. We are going so hard down because it didn't finish. The van did something, but people that still want to get the abortions, they can just drive. It just happened. We are in a desperate situation, she said. I will call to the public health emergencies, says Laura Goodhood, executive director of the organization affiliated in Lions in Florida. Yeah. It is sad. It is happening. 2 goes in, only 1 goes out breathing. The other one never got a chance to breathe the air that we are breathing right now. Sick to anyone's stomach, but it's still happening. Still happening. All right, guys. Thank you so much. It's been a long time, so I don't remember how to do this. Just remember to subscribe to the channel, hit the like button, and share this with your friends and family. From Palma Sola, a new different area in Puerto Rico. And I had no internet, so I don't know how this is gonna work with my hotspot on my phone. Hopefully it's good. Efrain Rodriguez Jr. in Efrain Rodriguez Jr. Show. I'll see you tomorrow. God bless you and be back.